Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Ji, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So this is the
Yes,
second
ma'am.
session of the day, and we have Dr. Sudeshna Lahiri, Professor Sudeshna Lahiri from University of Calcutta. She is expert in higher
Good morning,
education.
Ms. Pinapa.
जी जी
Assalamualaikum.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम जी जी
Actually, I'm not able to hear you, anybody, but I'm sure you all are able to hear me.
यस यस
Take number. Thank you.
Oh my God.
Volume है full पे?
Morning.
क्या हो गया? I think there's an issue with my, yeah. So just give me a minute. I'll change my system, and I'll get back to you. Just give me a minute.
ओके ओके नो प्रॉब्लम ओके
Rashid, bring it to the board here. Okay, so I hope now I'm audible, friends.
Yeah.
And I
Yes,
can
ma'am.
also
Yes,
hear
ma'am.
you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Audible.
यस ऑडिबल यस मैडम ऑडिबल
Thank you.
मैम नमस्कार।
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you
Ma'am,
so much.
namaskar, ma'am.
मैम नमस्कार।
जी नमस्कार नमस्कार, कैसे
मैं
हैं
ठीक हूँ,
जितेंद्र
आपका
जी?
आशीर्वाद
ठीक है मैम, ठीक
है, आपकी दुआएं
है,
हैं।
आशीर्वाद है आपका।
Good morning, ma'am.
नहीं बस बहुत बहुत हमारे यहाँ दोबारा
Thank you, ma'am.
आप सबका बहुत स्वागत है।
नमस्कार मैम।
नमस्कार नमस्कार। ठीक है, आप लोग सब कुशल मंगल?
सब कुशल मंगल मैम। बहुत
Yes,
समय
ma'am.
बाद
Yes,
आपको देख
ma'am.
अच्छा लगा।
आप जल्दी जल्दी आए हमारे यहाँ, अच्छा लगेगा हमें भी आपको देख के।
बिल्कुल जी जी बिल्कुल बिल्कुल मैम।
मैम 19 के बाद अब आए हैं आपके साथ।
हाँ, बहुत जमाने बाद आपका आना हो रहा है, लेकिन आते रहिए, हमें अच्छा लगता है।
Yes, ma'am.
सो नसरीन आपा, आपकी इजाजत से मैं चाहूंगी दो एक बातें हम लोग गाइडलाइन से मुतल्लिक आज कर लें। मैं माफी चाहती हूँ,
जी
कल
जी
एक
जी
मीटिंग भी थी और मेरा एक और कोर्स शुरू हो रहा था, इसलिए मैं कल पार्टिसिपेंट से नहीं इस तरह मिल सकी जैसे कि मैं
जी
मिलना चाहती थी। सो आई होप आप सबने गाइडलाइंस देख ली हैं, द गाइडलाइंस दैट वी हैव। सुदेशना जी, गुड मॉर्निंग सुदेशना जी, वेलकम टू आवर course, and I must thank Professor Nasreen for inviting such eminent resource persons in the course, and Madam will introduce you shortly. So I take this opportunity to welcome you to AMU.
Thank you.
So you can see she is joining us here today from Calcutta. How is the weather there?
It's sultry. Today it rained.
Sultry.
Yeah, it rained, but yesterday it was too humid.
Yeah.
Because there was no sign that few days ago we met Remal, so it was like pre-Remal what we felt. Humid and sultry. We were like anything.
Very hot, very hot. Here it's breaking all records.
Oh, yes.
Temperature, yeah, mercury is breaking all records
Yeah,
here.
yeah. Few days ago, it was soaring temperature in West Bengal as well.
Okay.
It also broke the record, all its past records.
All past records. So I think it's all the more important for teachers to play a role in motivating and inspiring students to work towards environment protection, to fight global warming, fight climate change and other things.
Right.
Okay, so ma'am, with your permission, I would just take 5 minutes
Yeah.
and apprise the
Right.
participants with a couple of important things about our guidelines. I hope participants आप सबने हमारी guidelines देख ली हैं.
जी मैम.
जी
Yes,
जी
ma'am.
जी.
जी मैम।
तो इसमें बाकी सब चीजें तो सेल्फ एक्सप्लेनेटरी हैं. मुझे लगता है कभी कभी कुछ सवाल होते हैं इवैल्यूएशन को लेके. तो आपको दिख रहा होगा कि यहाँ पे आपके इवैल्यूएशन के 4 मुख्तलिफ पार्ट्स हैं. पहले में हम आपका एक प्रेजेंटेशन लेंगे. नसरीन मैडम पे डिपेंड करता है कि वो अपनी जो आपकी जो टीचिंग स्किल्स हैं उनको किस तरह से इवैल्यूएट करती हैं. तो आप जो भी टॉपिक पढ़ाती हूँ अपने रिस्पेक्टिव इंस्टीट्यूशन में, आप उस टॉपिक पे एक प्रेजेंटेशन बना करके हमारे गूगल क्लासरूम पे अपलोड कर दीजिए. और आपको जो आफ्टरनून में लंच के बाद का समय दिया जा रहा है वो इसी के लिए दिया जा रहा है कि आप अपना प्रेजेंटेशन बना के अपलोड करें. आपके 2 मल्टीपल चॉइस क्वेश्चंस के टेस्ट्स होंगे और मैं देख सकती हूँ हमने आपको रिवाइज टाइम टेबल डाल भी दिया है. एक टेस्ट आपका 10 जून को है, दूसरा आपका 11 जून को है. तो 10 जून वाला जो टेस्ट है उसमें अगर नसरीन मैडम चाहें तो आपसे वो सवालात पूछ सकती हैं जो आपको सिखाए गए हैं इस पूरे कोर्स में. और 11 वाले में हम ये जो NEP अब नया आया हुआ है और हम NEP से रिलेटेड बहुत ज़्यादा आफ्टरनून में कोर्सेज भी कर रहे हैं, आपने भी कहीं ना कहीं किया होगा, तो उसके ऊपर आपसे 30 सवाल पूछे जाएंगे. इसके अलावा आप क्लास में कैसे आते हैं और आप कितना पार्टिसिपेट करते हैं, आपकी अटेंडेंस कैसी है. आपकी सारी अटेंडेंस हमें मिल रही है. वी आर गेटिंग ऑल योर अटेंडेंस ऑन द Google Enterprise version. We get your joining data and we are keeping a record, your coordinator is keeping a record of your joining and your leaving the class, because all classes are compulsory and because all classes are, it is important for you to attend on time. So if there are any other questions, we are always there. I will see you once every day. I can see this is a large group. I once again thank Professor Nasreen for picking up the responsibility of managing such a large group and for engaging so many wonderful resource persons. So I will not take much of your time. I will now request Professor Nasreen to take the session forward, and I once again welcome Dr. Sudeshna. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you मैम.
Thank you, ma'am.
थैंक यू मैम।
Thank you, ma'am.
थैंक यू मैम.
Thank you, ma'am.
थैंक यू मैम, शुक्रिया मैम।
Thank you very
Thank you,
much,
ma'am.
Faisal madam.
Thank you, ma'am.
So now we start the session of the day 2, and session is also second session of the day. And we have Professor Sudeshna Lahiri from University of Calcutta. She is very expert in higher education and a very good resource person also. And she is heading the chair this time, and Department of Education is making progress continuously under her leadership. And I do hope that the lecture and the words that she will deliver for you will be beneficial and you will apply in the field of education also. The topic is teaching in higher education. I request Sudeshna ji, please you start your lecture. Thank you very much for coming here.
Thank you, madam. Thank you so much. It was nice meeting you one more time. And I expect you in Kolkata, maybe this year or very soon. And so thank you for the kind words you have spoken for me. So very good morning to all the participants. There are plenty. I think around 80 participants are there.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning,
Good
ma'am.
morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Morning.
Morning, ma'am.
Good morning,
Morning.
ma'am.
जी गुड मॉर्निंग मैम.
Good morning.
Good
And
morning.
good morning. And it's from all over
Good morning,
India, I
ma'am.
suppose, because this is a very large group.
Good morning,
And,
ma'am.
good morning. Good morning. So I think here the representation is from all over India. And I don't forget to say in any of the session when I have been invited from North India, because North India is not my second home, it's my first home, because I'm raised in Banaras, Varanasi, and I did all my education from Varanasi, right from nursery to kindergarten to all my schooling and all my education from Banaras Hindu University, and I served there for 3 years. So it's so it is my home, and whenever I get opportunity and whenever I am invited, if there is any invitation from North India, I never say no. Come what may happen, I may be very busy, but I always try to push back all my assignments to find a time slot to accept those invitation of being resource person, because this gives me the opportunity to go to my home. So I will talk in English as well as Hindi, because your representation is from all over India. So English may be some kind of equalizer, and Hindi is the very beautiful language with which I am connected to. So I would be saying that I may be Bengali, but I am a trans speaker. Trans speaker means whatever my ethnicity is, but I am more comfortable in Hindi. So I will start. तो सुप्रभात आप सभी लोगों को. मैं कलकत्ता में बैठी हूँ, लेकिन आप लोगों को देख के मुझे बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है. मैं लेक्चर नहीं दूंगी, क्योंकि मुझे लेक्चर देना नहीं अच्छा लगता है. आप सभी विद्वान व्यक्ति हैं, देश के विभिन्न कोने से आए हैं, तो मैं आपको क्या लेक्चर दूं. आप टाइटल देख के शायद समझ जाएंगे कि ये बहुत ही जनरल सा टॉपिक है. रादर मैं आपसे निवेदन करती हूँ कि आप अपने अनुभवों को शेयर करें. किसी भी रिसोर्स पर्सन के लिए ये काम्य होता है कि वो कुछ पावर पॉइंट प्रेजेंटेशन वगैरह दिखाएं, तो शायद वो मेरे पास है और वो मैं दिखाऊंगी भी, लेकिन मैं आपसे निवेदन करती हूँ कि आप अपने अनुभवों को शेयर करें, अनुभवों को साझा करें मेरे साथ, ताकि जब मैं कहीं और लेक्चर देने जाऊं ना, तो मैं आपके अनुभवों को, आपके साझे किए हुए अनुभवों को वहां साझा कर सकूं. क्योंकि प्रत्येक बार मैं एक लेक्चर देती हूँ और मैं वहां से अनुभवों को इकट्ठा करती हूँ. मैं इकट्ठा करके उसे दूसरी जगह ले जाती हूँ. तो मेरा जो लेक्चर होता है वो तो आप सभी को मिल जाएगा. एनईपी का जो 66 पेज का ड्राफ्ट है, जो डॉक्यूमेंट है, उसमें आपको सब कुछ मिल जाएगा. मैं ऐसा कुछ नया नहीं बता रही हूँ, लेकिन जो मैं बताऊंगी आपसे वो है कि औरों के साझे किए हुए अनुभव जो मैंने और जगह से कलेक्ट किए, इकट्ठा किए. उसी प्रकार मैं आपसे भी आपके अनुभवों को इकट्ठा करूंगी और मैं उसे लेके दूसरी जगह जाऊंगी. तो कृपया आप बातचीत में रहें. सिर्फ लॉग इन करके दूसरा काम करें, तो इससे आपका क्या नुकसान होगा मुझे नहीं पता, मेरा बड़ा नुकसान होगा. तो मैं अपना पावर पॉइंट जरा सा शेयर करती हूँ. सो आई एम गोइंग टू शेयर माय पावर पॉइंट प्रेजेंटेशन. So is this slide visible which I am sharing?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. So the formal title of my deliberation will be When Context is NEP 2020, Teaching in Higher Education. So earlier I thought I will be only speaking about teacher education, but Nasreen madam informed me that this is a mixed bag of yours. So there are participants from other uh, subjects as well and streams as well. So I should talk something about higher education. And you all are from higher education. Myself is from higher education, and all of us are teachers. So what I believe that pedagogy is not only required for the school teachers, because someone when goes to take B.Ed program, we assume that B.Ed is required for school education. But there should be something, some pedagogical skills for those who are teaching in higher education as well. So all these refresher course and FIPs, FTP, they generally they have set content. Focal theme is also there, and there are lectures, and there's some are very like wonderful lectures. Some are little dull, some are little boring, and some are so. So all kinds of lectures are there in general scenario, and the topics are varied. But what is required? Also, I won't say that all those lectures that are given in various refresher course and FIP and FTP are not required. They were required. But one more thing is required: lectures on or some participatory lectures on teachers who can use some pedagogical skills in classroom. Because many a time there are one-sided lecture, they are monologue rather than dialogue, and teachers lack how to ignite the discussion on certain topics. वो जो आपको मतलब प्रेरित करें क्लासरूम को कि आप डिस्कशन के मोड में आए, आप बातचीत के मोड में आए, इसका जो है ना अभाव होता है किसी भी क्लासरूम में. बहुत ज़रूरी होता है कि टीचर को वो स्किल आए कि कैसे मैं एक जनरल लेक्चर को मैं डिस्कशन में तब्दील कर सकूं. मैं कैसे उसे एक लेक्चर देते देते मतलब मुझे वो सारी चीज़ें आनी चाहिए कि मैं क्वेश्चन करके मैं जान लूँ कि आपको क्या आता है, और मैं कैसे आपको जोड़ूं क्लास के साथ, क्योंकि आपके क्लास में लोग बच्चे बैठे रहते हैं, स्टूडेंट्स बैठे रहते हैं, लेकिन वो सोचते कुछ और हैं. ठीक है, तो जो सोचते कुछ और है उनके लिए बहुत ज़रूरी होता है कि आप क्लास को एक फीस्टी डिस्कशन, यू जस्ट convert a dull classroom into a feisty discussion so that they can discuss, they can feel like speaking. मतलब जिसमें कि हर कोई को लगे कि मुझे भी बोलना चाहिए, मेरे पास भी कुछ है जिसे मुझे साझा करना चाहिए। अगर नहीं बोलूँ ना तो ये जो है ना, बहुत लोग मतलब जान नहीं पाएंगे। मतलब जब घर पे बातें होती हैं, चाहे वो राजनीति पे हो, इलेक्शन पे, तो काफ़ी बातें होती हैं, तो हर कोई अपना अपना जो है वो विचार रखता है। और वो एक के बाद एक रखता है, नहीं ऐसा नहीं। कुछ लोग तो घुस के विचार देते हैं, आपको चाहिए या नहीं चाहिए वो देते हैं आपको, क्योंकि उनको लगता, उनके पास लगता है उनके पास बहुत बड़ा विचारों का खजाना है, और वो अगर वो नहीं बांटे तो देश और दस का नुकसान होगा, तो वो घुस के अपने विचारों को देते हैं। आप नहीं भी सुनना चाहे तो भी वो देते हैं। तो क्लासरूम में ऐसा क्यों नहीं होता है? क्यों हम लोग जो है क्लासरूम में डल रहता है, टीचर बोलता है, स्टूडेंट सुनते हैं और अटेंडेंस लगता है और बच्चे चले जाते हैं। अटेंडेंस ना दे के देखिए कितने लोग आते हैं, फिर तो पता चले। 75% को हटा दीजिए, फिर देखिए बच्चे आते हैं कि नहीं, तब तो पता चलेगा। तो मैं पहले इंट्रोडक्शन से शुरू करती हूँ, जो आप सबको पता है, फिर भी मैं थोड़ा सा हिस्ट्री बता देती हूँ हर बार। जो ड्राफ्ट NEP 2019, तो कैसे ड्राफ्ट NEP 2019 तक पहुंचा? HRT initiated consultation process from 2015। यहाँ से कंसल्टेशन शुरू हो गया, और कंसल्टेशन से NEP 2020 तक आने तक 3 मंत्री बदल गए। And this committee supported or submitted the report of new education policy। तब इसका नाम नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी ना होके न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी से ये ज़्यादा परिचित था। In 2016, the feedback had been pulled from all over India. I remember that the news headlines were talking about many more issues that had been reflections in draft NEP that has been submitted in 2016. The committee was constituted in the headship of Sri TSR Subramanian. Since the inputs were invited from all over India, input reached to the portal, they were compiled for the draft 2016. I don't know how many inputs were incorporated to chisel the draft NEP. Further, the draft NEP was again floated in the website in December 2018, now under the headship of Dr. K. Kasturi Rangan. The draft NEP 2019 was composed of 484 pages. आप समझ सकते हैं ड्राफ्ट से डॉक्यूमेंट बनने की ये जो यात्रा थी। तो ड्राफ्ट से डॉक्यूमेंट बनने की यात्रा, जो ड्राफ्ट तैयार हुआ था 484 पेजेस का, वो जब कैबिनेट में जाता है तो बाहर आके जो अप्रूव्ड ड्राफ्ट है वो डॉक्यूमेंट बनता है 66 पेजेस का।
जी हाँ।
हमें अभी भी आवश्यकता है, हम लोग अभी भी वेट कर रहे हैं कि जो डॉक्यूमेंट बना है उसका एक फुल ब्लोन वर्जन, क्योंकि वो तो एक गाइडलाइन है, वो तो एक जिसे कह सकते हैं एडवाइजरी है।
Participants, please mute your mic. All participants are requested to mute the mic. Dr. Rekha, please mute your mic. Dr. Rekha.
तो ये जो फिर जो निकला 66 पेजेस का, जो कि A484 पेजेस से 66 हुआ, दैट वाज अ वेरी कैप्सूल document, or I should be saying that was the powerhouse of entire Indian educational system. The whole power is there in these 66 pages. So National Education Policy 2020 has been approved by Union Cabinet on 29th of July 2020. An interesting thing is that after that, soon after that, HRD, Human Resource Development, the Ministry of MHRD, Ministry of Human Resource Development, is now renamed as Ministry of Education, which was earlier there pre-NPE, National Policy in Education 1986. So the NEP has laid out certain attributes and some characteristics, features that is required and that should be in the personality, in the features of any teacher who is teaching in higher education institutions. For example, the teacher should be democratic, just, socially conscious, cultured, human nation with liberty, equality, fraternal spirit, and justice for all. That means a teacher is an epitome of the society. So, how we wish to see the society, those characteristics should be there in any teacher. Because we wish to see the society as a democratic society, zero tolerance to corruption, zero tolerance to injustice. That is why it should be just, socially conscious. We should be alarmed and alert about any consciousness. For example, few minutes ago, Fawzia Madam has very nicely told us that teachers should take a lead role in creating the awareness among the mass that why this climatic change is occurring, why this record breaking temperature in this weather is the rule of the day, becoming day by day order of the day in India. A teacher should be cultured because we understand that in any society, culture should be preserved, sustained, and should be passed on from one generation to another generation. So, cultured means not only the ethics a population bears, but also the practices, all those practices which becomes our habit right now, has to be passed on from one generation to another. So when we say culture, we always take it in a positive note. And humane nation with liberty, equality, fraternal spirit, and justice for all. So all these attributes which has been mentioned in NEP 2020 for the teachers has been taken from how our Constitution wants an Indian citizen to be. Also, teachers should promote sustainable livelihoods and economic development of the nation. Nasreen Madam, when you will come to my office next time, you will find out that I have planted some indoor plants in the office. And in my office and also where the staffs used to sit. And I have made them to water those indoor plants every day, so that it is not only required uh, to arrest the natural disasters, but also this green color, the greenery, everyone, is very eye soothing. Moreover, it is also required quality university of college education must be to develop good, thoughtful, well-rounded, and creative individuals. So you may say that it is called quality university or college education. But who will bring this quality in any quality university or college? It is always the teacher who determines the quality in the university or college. So, quality university or quality college education is developed by the teachers, and it is also required to develop good and thoughtful, well-rounded, and creative individuals. So it is a um, kind of like both the university teacher are in communication, and also both of them are in responsibility of having good citizen in India. Then it is required to develop character, ethical and constitutional values, intellectual curiosity, scientific temper, creativity, spirit of service, and 21st century capabilities among the teachers in higher education. So, what we have learned and to how far we have acquired our university degrees is not enough to be a good teacher. This education, this development of character and ethics is continuous, and a teacher should improve itself, correct itself every passing day. A teacher should be vibrant, socially engaged, and cooperative communities, and a happier, cohesive, cultured, productive, innovative, progressive, and prosperous nation. Now, the problem identified, which are actually deterring any individual to be a good teacher for higher education institution. For example, the last one, vibrant, socially engaged, and cooperative communities, and a happier, cohesive, cultured, productive, innovative, progressive, and prosperous nation. So, what is stopping them? The problem identified in NEP 2020 is lack of teacher and institutional autonomy. It is very much required that teachers should be free and fair, and this is not possible until there is a kind of autonomy for the teacher and the institution is ensured. But autonomy doesn't mean that you are going to do whatever you are feel like. No. This autonomy that gives you freedom to do good for the nation, good for the society, good for the classroom of students, but also autonomy attracts the accountability. Autonomy goes hand in hand with accountability. You should be accountable to yourself, to your students, to your society, and to your nation. So, lack of institutional and teacher autonomy also require that if autonomy is then there, you require the accountability, because if autonomy is not there, you are exactly doing what your superiors are telling you. So there is no question of accountability because you are just a mere executor. So for any executor, they are just following the instruction. But if you are free to do what you like, if you are free to do what you feel is good for the nation, society, and the students, it attracts accountability as well. Inadequate mechanism for merit-based career management and progression of faculty. This is also concern raised by NEP 2020. Because till date, we have not come up with a foolproof mechanism that can ensure uh, that who should be promoted, who should be given the opportunity, who should face uh, with the ear of the boss for being uh, not very efficient. So there is no mechanism, foolproof mechanism has been developed till now, and that is enhancing the mediocrity in a system. And when mediocrity is promoted, believe me, those who are talented, those who are meritorious, they are the biggest sufferers because their talent has not been recognized. They are not, their talent are not being appreciated. As a result, they take the backbench of the institution because they feel that, because the system makes them to feel that their talent is not required. One more problem that is identified is lack of research. See, research doesn't mean that you always require the fund. When you are a teacher, you are actually doing the research as well, because every concept you are reading and then teaching requires good reading, good consultation of different reference, so that you can next day go to your classroom and give something new to your students. Otherwise, the syllabus doesn't get uh, revisioned or modified in every year. So every few years it is getting revisioned or modified for 3 to 5 years or sometimes more. So a teacher is teaching exactly the same content, same portion of the syllabus, what he or she was teaching last semester. And maybe he or she is teaching the same thing for last 5 years. So a teacher is left with no juice in it that he can or she can share with the classroom. And the college students or the university students, they also know that these are some notes, these are some photocopies. They can always collect those pages from their seniors. So they don't feel like sitting into your classroom. If you are actually giving same stuff every year in every semester, and that got copied, that got um, like photocopied by your juniors that you have taken from your seniors. Again, the research funding, transparent and competitive peer-reviewed research funding is extremely required, whether it's college or whether it's university, because until a teacher does the uh, research, he or she doesn't get enriched, because with every research project we are coming across with new idea, new type of surveys, researches that will enrich us. Now, management of teaching in higher education, how it can be done. So, you can teach through ODL mode, other distance learning, other than the usual ones, and the traditional in-class mode. Online modes are there. Now, every faculty should be acknowledged for its uniqueness and criticality by their HODs or in hierarchy, dean, and etc. So that they can get motivation. When they feel that they are being appreciated for their every single efforts they are giving, they will get charged up and will
Hello.
just hold on for a minute.
Finish letter. Finish mister. मेरा चल दिया था फिर मेरी उसने कही था केस में तो कर दो
Okay, so sorry for a little bit I have taken. So,
हेलो भैया हाँ जी एक सेकंड
system recruitment and systematized recruitment and
Participants, please mute your mic.
career progression.
Yes, madam, yes.
So, systematized recruitment means that every time there is a vacant post, that should be advertised and got recruitment should be there, because our bureaucratic process is so tedious. Those vacant posts are getting light for years and sometimes more than decades. For example, in our department, the last recruitment was there in 2009. After that, at least 7 teachers got retired from their job, and still we are looking for some recruitments in our department. So you can understand that we are actually pulling the load of those vacant positions as well. So it is not only that we are serving for the university and we are getting we are working with one salary and we are devoting our labor for 2 to 3 vacancies, because university and department is not going to shut down because there is a crunch of staff. It has to run. So who will do it? Existing faculty. Moreover, there should be career progression. I have came across number of universities that the career progression, which is their right, is so slow. Sometimes it feels that it gives the feeling of that you are going to retire with the same post in the same academic ladder where you are right now. For years, there is no career advancement scheme is in implementation. So you can understand when any assistant professor whose associate professor has been due, but he's still assistant professor for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. It is not days, it is not months, but it is years. What is the motivation level, or what should be the motivation level of the teacher who is actually pulling the load in the department? The problem is that if he or she is assistant professor, which is the first stage of, or the first block level position in any academic career ladder, who knows that I should be associate professor by now, I should be enjoying the academic assignments which I would have been getting by virtue of associate professor, but I am being barred from not enjoying those assignments because of no fault of mine. So you can understand the motivation level a teacher is keeping. And the irony is that he is or she is still pulling the load of assistant professor. And you understand that all those assignments doesn't have any retro effect. After 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year, he or she will get the arrear by virtue of their hiked salary. But what they will be not enjoying, or what they will be deprived of, the retro effect of those assignments which should be coming to them by virtue of being associate professor or professor. They cannot take or enroll the number of PhD scholars that one should be. Then teaching should be anywhere which when we are teaching, the classroom and the department and the institution should be equipped with the basic infrastructure and facilities that is needed. For example, we are talking about Digital India, but our classrooms are not having OHPs. If any OHP is there, it lacks the maintenance. Once it is out of order, nobody is there to get it fixed. If it becomes completely like one project of in our department, it is so old that I tried to change its bulb because the technician told me that the bulb is not working. So I said that, okay, you change the bulb. you take it and ask the company if they have the spare bulb. A technician, after keeping that bulb, taking the specification, etc., for 2 weeks, and then came back to me and said, "Ma'am, this is 16 years old, OHP, and it is not getting replaced because this model is discontinued long ago." Then teaching duty should not be excessive, so that you are teaching whole day and night. Because when you are teaching in higher education, you are a thinker as well, you are a researcher as well. So, because you are dealing with those adults who are exposed to this world and whatever happening around them. So when you are going to deal with them, you cannot deal with them how one should be with the kindergarten students. So you have to be updated, your knowledge have to be updated. You should be knowing what new is occurring right now, what new is, what trend is there in research area, etc. So syllabus may be 4 or 5 years old, but you have to get it updated with your knowledge. Teachers to student teacher ratio not too high, but this is the dream which is not going to come true very soon. So many college and so many universities are there, but still our the class size is unmanaged, beyond managing it. So it is very important, and the reason is very simple. When we say student teacher ratio is low, the reason is that teachers are getting retired, teachers are getting relocated to some other place, but recruitment is not there. So obviously, with reduced size of teacher, number of teacher, when you get it divided with the full blown class of students, it is bound to come high. So to keep teacher student ratio balanced, the teacher should be recruited whenever there is a post lying vacant. More posts should be created to checkmate the class size. One more thing is that conducting research. It is very important that research should be conducted quite often. The teacher should be a researcher as well. As I said, if your syllabus is not getting revised every time, every year, आपको हर साल तो सिलेबस रिवीजन हो नहीं रहा है, एक बार बन गया तो वो तो फिर पता नहीं कब फिर उसके ऊपर काम होगा और उसके बाद वो रिवाइज सिलेबस आपके हाथ में आएगा. लेकिन जो आप कर सकते हैं कि आप मतलब जो आप कर सकते हैं कि आप अपने ज्ञान के द्वारा आप अपने अपने हर रोजमर्रा जो आप पढ़ रहे हैं उसके द्वारा आप जो पढ़ा रहे हैं उसको एनरिच कर सकते हैं। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आप अगर पिछले साल जो भी टॉपिक पढ़ा रहे थे वो अगर आज भी पढ़ा रहे हो, अभी भी इस साल भी पढ़ा रहे हो, तो बहुत अच्छा हो कि आप जो पिछले साल जितना पढ़ाए हैं उससे थोड़ा ज़्यादा देने की कोशिश करें, जिससे कि ये आप ये जो पुराना बैच है और जो नया बैच है वो ना, उनके में जब बातें होती हैं तो ऐसे ना बातें हो, सर ने तो उस साल भी यही पढ़ाया था, कोई नया तो नहीं है सर का, अरे मुझे पता है सर ये बोलेंगे, बोला है ना क्लास में। लेकिन जो नए बच्चे आ रहे हैं जो इस साल वही वाले टॉपिक पढ़ रहे हैं, उनको ये वो बोल सके कि नहीं ये तो पढ़ा रहे हैं सर, लेकिन उन्होंने इस बार तो ये भी बताया है, उन्होंने तो इसमें पावर पॉइंट भी दिखाया है और कुछ जो है ना रिसर्च पेपर भी उन्होंने सप्लाई किया है, जिससे कि जो पुराने सेमेस्टर का बच्चा है ना, तो उसको लगे कि भैया वो मिस आउट कर रहा है कुछ। मतलब क्या होता है ना, हम लोग जो मास्टर लोग होते हैं ना, वो मिस आउट करने का उनको मौका ही नहीं देते हैं, उनको भी मन नहीं लगता, उनको पता होता है वो उनको जो कि 4-5 साल से हम वही चीज़ पढ़ा रहे हैं, वही कंटेंट पढ़ा रहे हैं, उस एक टॉपिक पे हमने वही जो है ना फोटोकॉपी उनको दे रखा है सर्कुलेशन में, और वो फोटोकॉपी अब हमें देने की भी ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ती। मैंने तो ये देखा हुआ है कि जो आस पड़ोस के यूनिवर्सिटी के जो पड़ोस के जो दुकानें होती हैं ना फोटोकॉपी की, तो वो पता है क्या बोलती है, वो पूछते हैं पहले कि किस कहाँ पर पढ़े हो, किस सेमेस्टर में पढ़े हो, कौन से टॉपिक है, कौन से सर पढ़ा रहे हैं, अच्छा वो सर पढ़ा रहे हैं, लो आपको जाके उनको फोटोकॉपी के लिए देना नहीं पड़ेगा, वो खुद फोटोकॉपीज रखे रहते हैं। वो जब एक का फोटोकॉपी करते हैं ना, तो वो जो है 3-4 जो है फोटोकॉपी एक्स्ट्रा रखे रहते हैं, क्योंकि उनको पता होता है अभी और बंदे आ रहे हैं वो फोटोकॉपी लेने के लिए। तो मैंने ये भी देखा हुआ है, मेरे सामने जो है वो, मैं एक बार फोटोकॉपी कराने गई थी कुछ अपनी कोई चीज़, और मैं देख रही थी वो बकायदा जो है इंटरव्यू ले रहा था दुकानदार। तो गिवन उसके बाद जो चीज़ होता है कि फैकल्टी विल बी ट्रस्टेड एंड एम्पावर्ड टू मैक्सिमाइज देयर मोटिवेशन। हम लोग क्या करते हैं कि ज़्यादातर ऑथोरिटी हैं, अब मैं हेड को भी इसमें इंक्लूड करती हूँ, कि हम ना बहुत मतलब स्टूडेंट्स को तो कुछ नहीं बोल सकते, लेकिन हम लोग जिनको बोलते हैं वो है टीचर्स को। टीचर्स स्टूडेंट्स का उनको अनरेस्ट भी झेलना पड़ता है, और जो उनके हायरार्की में है ना, उनका भी जो है ये कमांड लेना पड़ता है। उनको तो समझ में नहीं आता है कि मैं जाऊँ तो जाऊँ कहाँ। तो इट इज़ वेरी मच रिक्वायर्ड दैट they should be trusted, keep faith on them, keep trust on them कि वो जो कर रहे हैं वो गलत कुछ नहीं कर रहे हैं। मतलब आप कोई अगर लेक्चर के अलावा आपने सोचा कि आप इनको लाइब्रेरी लेके जाके पढ़ाएंगे, तो आप देखिए रिएक्शन क्या होता है। तो हमें उनको अलाउ करना चाहिए, हमें अपने कोलीग्स को अलाउ करना चाहिए। अगर हेड हमारे ऊपर थोड़ा मतलब विश्वास भी करे, तो हमारे कोई कोलीग जाके पहुंच जाएंगे, ये क्या सर आपने उनको अलाउ कर दिया, बच्चे बाहर घूम फिर रहे हैं, लाइब्रेरी जाने के बहाने वो जो है बाहर गेट से निकल जा रहे हैं। तो टीचर का तो इंटेंशन सही था, लेकिन टीचर जो है वो हर किसी को तो नहीं रोक सकता है, कोई इधर चले जा रहे हैं। लेकिन हमें टीचर की इंटेंशन पे ट्रस्ट रखना चाहिए, और उनको हमेशा टाइम टू टाइम कुछ एनकरेजिंग वर्ड्स बोलने चाहिए, या उनको अगर किसी फंड या रिसर्च फंड के लिए अप्लाई करना चाह रहे हैं तो हमें उनको रोकना नहीं चाहिए। हमें ये नहीं कहना चाहिए कि भैया मतलब कि तुम ये क्या करोगे, क्या होगा कॉलेज के में, इन सब की रिसर्च प्रोजेक्ट की ज़रूरत क्या है, तुम तो जो हो तुम एसोसिएट बन गए हो, इससे ज़्यादा तुम बन नहीं सकते हो, तुम्हें क्या ज़रूरत है। So don't say so. Not always people do work. Teachers or faculty bring research projects to fetch some APIs. they have the motivation, they have the this kind of matlab, aptitude, they have this kind of inner intrinsic motivation that they should bring such research aptitude is there. And they should be given freedom to creatively design their own curriculum and pedagogical approaches. The problem of our system is that curriculum is revised or constructed by some group of experts or teachers. They have been implemented by another group of teachers, and the question paper has been set by another group of teachers in the name of external experts who are not teaching those contents. So you can understand the future of a student that is captivated in the clutches of three groups of teachers. One who are constructing the curriculum, the another group who are actually executing the curriculum in the classroom, and the third group is the paper setter and the evaluators of those curriculum. The development of teachers through role identification. So firstly, you have to identify the role of a teacher that you have identified. Now, how you are going to promote the development of the teacher, you means the institution and the universities and the colleges are going to implement these universities and colleges in the colleges for the role that has been identified for them. For example, higher educational institutions or higher educational system consisting of large multidisciplinary universities and colleges. So here the role is different for a teacher because they have to be interdisciplinary in nature. They cannot make themselves confined to a department only. तो हायर एजुकेशन में जहाँ पे एक बड़ी सी यूनिवर्सिटी होगी, मल्टी डिसिप्लिनरी यूनिवर्सिटी और कॉलेजेस होगी, तो इसमें बहुत ज़रूरी है कि टीचर जो है ना अपने सब्जेक्ट में ही अपने को बात के ना रखे, बल्कि वो ये एक्सप्लोर करे कि मैं दूसरे सब्जेक्ट के साथ कैसे मिल के अपना रिसर्च को बढ़ा सकती हूँ, टीचिंग को एनरिच कर सकती हूँ. तो इनका रोल चेंज हो जाता है क्योंकि वो एक ऐसे इंस्टीट्यूशन में है जो कि बड़ी है और मल्टी डिसिप्लिनरी है. तो आपको डेवलपमेंट ऑफ द टीचर वैसे ही करना पड़ेगा कि उनको जो है वो आपको ये फ्रीडम देना पड़ेगा, उनको ये ऑटोनॉमी देना पड़ेगा कि वो दूसरे डिपार्टमेंट के साथ रिसर्च कर सके, काम कर सके, को टीचिंग कर सके, टीम टीचिंग कर सके. Then revamping curriculum, pedagogy, assessment and student support. तो ये टाइम टू टाइम आपको अपनी पेडागोजी इम्प्रूव करनी पड़ेगी. आप सारा दिन केवल सिर्फ लेक्चर दें, सारा साल भर सिर्फ लेक्चर दें, ऐसा ना करें. आप थोड़ा सा जो है अपनी क्रिएटिविटी का इस्तेमाल करें, और डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ पेडागोजी एक्सप्लोर करें. हर कंटेंट के साथ सोचें कि कौन सा पेडागोजी, कौन सी टीचिंग स्ट्रेटजी या स्टाइल इसके साथ जाता है और उसका इस्तेमाल करें. असेसमेंट एंड स्टूडेंट सपोर्ट. जो भी क्वेश्चन पेपर बनाता है वो 4 ऐसे टाइप क्वेश्चन दे, तो वो ना करें कि 25 नंबर के 4 क्वेश्चन दे दें. ऐसा ना करें, मतलब बच्चे को भी ना लिखने में मज़ा नहीं आता, बल्कि चैलेंजिंग क्वेश्चंस हो, आप डिफरेंट टाइप के क्वेश्चंस दें। लेकिन ये शायद मैं मुंह से बोल रही हूँ, लेकिन हम क्योंकि हमें पता है कि हमारा ब्यूरोक्रेटिक लेवल बड़ा ही टाइट और स्ट्रिंजेंट है। रिफॉर्मिंग द इंटीग्रिटी ऑफ फैकल्टी, ये बहुत ज़रूरी है कि आप किसी भी टीचर में आप उनको अपने ऊपर कॉन्फिडेंस लाने के लिए मोटिवेट करें। आप उनको ट्रस्ट करें, उससे पहले आप उनको मोटिवेट करें कि वो अपने आप पर ट्रस्ट करें कि वो जो कर रहे हैं सही कर रहे हैं। अपने ऊपर उनको विश्वास रखना चाहिए। तो आप उन पे विश्वास रखते हैं कि वो जो कर रहे हैं सही कर रहे हैं। अगर आप ये चीज़ उनको बता दें तो देखिएगा कि उनके में भी आत्मविश्वास भरेगा। और जब भी एक व्यक्ति के अंदर आत्मविश्वास होता है, वो बहुत अच्छा जो भी असाइनमेंट करता है बड़े अच्छे से करता है, मन लगा के करता है। लार्ज मल्टीडिसिप्लिनरी यूनिवर्सिटीज़, कॉलेजेस, हायर एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूशन, क्लस्टर्स, नॉलेज हब्स, ये बनाना बहुत ज़रूरी है। क्लस्टर हायर एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूशंस, क्योंकि हम जो है वो अकेले एक ग्रह में नहीं रह सकते हैं। वी हैव टू बी कोलैबोरेटिव, we have to work together. If any subject or if any particular content is not if there is no teacher to teach in our department, so we should collaborate with the same department in other universities so that our students can attain their classrooms. Range from research incentive university RU to टीचिंग इंसेंटिव यूनिवर्सिटीज़, हर प्रकार के यूनिवर्सिटीज़ होनी चाहिए जिससे कि जो छात्र हों वो उनको मिले। हमारे यहाँ पे यूनिवर्सिटीज़ ज़्यादातर ही टीचर इंटेंसिव यूनिवर्सिटीज़ हैं, रिसर्च इंटेंसिव यूनिवर्सिटीज़ बहुत कम हैं। तो हमें जो है इनकी रेंज बढ़ाना चाहिए जिससे कि हर स्टूडेंट के पास एक जिसे कहते हैं कि चॉइस हो कि वो एक्चुअली किस में एडमिशन लेना चाहता है, उसका एप्टीट्यूड क्या है। विशेषकर NEP 2020 में जब मतलब 4 साल का कर दिया गया है और चौथा साल जो प्रोजेक्ट्स और मिनी रिसर्च के लिए है, तो बहुत ज़रूरी है कि यहाँ पे टीचिंग इंस्टीट्यूशन अगर हैं तो हमें रिसर्च इंस्टीट्यूशन भी खोजना चाहिए। और अगर कोलैबोरेट किया जाए कि टीचिंग इंस्टीट्यूशन से वो बच्चे जो हैं वो रिसर्च इंस्टीट्यूशन में ट्रांसफ़र कर दिए जाएं, तो ये जो है ये विन विन सिचुएशन में आ जाता है। कम्युनिटी एंगेजमेंट एंड सर्विस, कंट्रीब्यूशन टू वेरियस फील्ड्स ऑफ सर्विस और प्रैक्टिस। अभी फौजिया मैडम ने बड़ी अच्छी बात कही थी कि मतलब टीचर्स का, अध्यापकों का उत्तरदायित्व होता है। इट्स अ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ टीचर्स टू मेक द मासेस अवेयर ऑफ ऑल दोज natural and man-made disasters, and which is bringing the climatic changes, and which is making the environment that is not suitable and not appropriate where the human beings can survive. We are cutting down the forest, and we are scaling the multi-floored apartments and etc. and malls and etc. So when we are making our malls, our local economy is also getting hampered because we are buying potatoes and onions from the mall. We are having this trolley in our hand, and we are just picking some potatoes and like nowadays my 85 years old father, he also wants to go to the mall to buy potato and onions. But what we are actually doing back to those local vendors who are bringing fresh from farm, we are not letting them do their or earn their livelihood, earn their daily wages, but also we are depriving our body from having the fresh vegetables. So it is the the responsibility of the teachers to make the students aware about all these issues. So it is not only to make them aware but also engage them in community services. So teachers are one who should connect the community, the classroom with the community. Developing a high quality higher education institutions, both public and private. Academic and curricular matters, teaching and assessment, governance reforms, financial robustness, and administrative efficiency. These are very, very important for the academic ecology of any higher education and institution. For example, academic and curricular matter, they should be frequent, not sporadic. It should not be sporadic, but it should be frequent. Teaching and assessment should be linked and should be in time. Governance reform should be there. Financial robustness is there because research should be promoted. All the infrastructure for good teaching should be there. Because when you do not have classroom with OHP, you are reduced and you are limited to the long monologue lectures. Then progression of teachers. When we are saying that development of teacher, it is not that we only identify their roles, but it is very important that their progression should be ensured. So what should be the progression of the teacher? For example, merit appointments and career progression based on teaching, research and services should be there, should be ensured and should be strictly. Authority should not bar any teachers by saying this and that about all these bureaucratic process. Moreover, the merit appointments and career progression, what happens, there is so much of inequilibrium that if we go to the category 3 of any PBAS, that says that the category 3 is solely on the research part. How many PhD you have produced, how many projects you have done, how many papers you have published, how many conferences you have attended and participated and presented, how many refresher course and MMTC and HRTC courses you have attended, etc. The category 2 is talking about some co-curricular, extracurricular, community services, etc. But it is very limited. It is, and the API you have earned there is not making very significant change in your total marks. Moreover, if you go to the category 1 where you have to describe that how to do the things and etc., like what you have taught and how many classes you have taken etc. But what is missing? How many classes you have taken? How many examination you have given? How many hours you have given examination? How what are the ways of your transcribing lesson? You have to write everything. But what is missing? That quality of teaching is missing because there is no way to ensure that how you have taught in the classroom. As a result, what happens that maximum of the faculty members or maximum faculty, they are running after category 3. And when you are running after category 3 for fellowships, for research funding, for conference and for every other things, which is fetching you the APIs because you can fly high as much as you can. As a result, what is getting sufferer? Your students are getting sufferer. The classes you are not taking, when you are running after so many conferences you are attending uh, all over the world and pan India. So there should be some equilibrium that your API in one category, in particular category, should not be earned uh, compromising with your classical duty of being a teacher, teaching in the classroom. So there should be some kind of category or some kind of assessment about your quality of teaching in the classroom as well. Then given the freedom to creatively design their own curriculum and pedagogical approaches, which is, I feel that it should be not be given, it should be ensured that every teacher is actually crafting its own syllabus. For example, in different far western countries, every teacher craft their own syllabus, and they upload the syllabus months ago before the semester commences. The success of the syllabus and the course depends upon how many students are getting enrolled in that particular course. Now, when we are doing this, one thing or progression of teachers, establishment of a national research foundation to fund outstanding peer-reviewed research and to actively seed research in universities and colleges. So, what NEP says that it is going to establish National Research Foundation to fund peer-reviewed research. I'm sure that it is going to do it very soon. Faculty will have the autonomy to that I have just discussed, and then research and teaching collaboration and faculty-student exchanges with high-quality foreign institutions should be facilitated. Please make initiative to sign some memorandum of understanding with from any institution or universities from foreign shore. Madam Nasreen, are you there? If you are there, I just want to update that recently I got a memorandum of understanding signed with University of Sussex in United Kingdom with our department in Calcutta University. So mutually benefited most memorandum of understanding with foreign countries should be signed. Research collaboration should be promoted and should be leveraged to the teachers. Now, how we can develop a teacher for tomorrow and how NEP perceives the teacher for tomorrow. So, when I went through the draft, I should be saying document, I'm so sorry, using draft. So, in NEP 2020, what it has discovered two ways of development of teacher for tomorrow: incentivize and empowering the faculty. For incentivize, it says that appropriate rewards, promotions, recognition, and movement into institutional leadership should be given to the teachers, and it should be unbiased. So it is not like that कि आप जो मुझे जो है वो मेरे पास आके मुझे अच्छी अच्छी बातें बोल रहे हैं, मैं सिर्फ उनको रिवॉर्ड करूँ. Promotions, salary increase, recognitions, etc., including peer reviews, student reviews, innovations in teaching and pedagogy, quality and impact of research, professional and development activities. Empowering the faculty to conduct innovative teaching research service, key motivator and enabler for faculty to do truly outstanding and creative work. ये आपकी ड्यूटी है एज एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर और हेड ऑफ द डिपार्टमेंट और कोलीग्स. Independent and transparent processes and criteria for faculty recruitment. ये बहुत बहुत ज़रूरी है, क्योंकि ये याद रखना है कि आज हम जिसे भी रिक्रूट करें, जो भी हो, जो भी अथॉरिटी हो, और वो रिक्रूट करता है, वो व्यक्ति जब तक रिटायरमेंट नहीं हो जाता उस पोस्ट को वो पकड़ के रखा हुआ है. तो ये एक दो दिन की बात नहीं है. अगर गलत आदमी रिक्रूटेड होता है, he is doing or she is doing more harm to the institution until he or she gets retired at the age of 65. So you can understand, it is pushing back the institution to nowhere. Then criteria for development and management of progression, like high quality institutional leadership. It is the criteria that leadership should be very good, faculty with high academic and service credentials, as well as demonstrated leadership and managerial skills. Leadership position shall not remain vacant. जैसे कि आजकल बहुत समय ऐसा होता है कि जो ऊपर के पोजीशंस हैं वहाँ पे अभी कुछ है नहीं, या तो बहुत ही एडहॉक में कोई है कुछ दिनों के लिए या कुछ महीनों के लिए. तो जब जो क्या होता है कि जब कोई व्यक्ति परमानेंट उस लीडरशिप पोजीशन में नहीं है, तो वो कोई भी बड़ा कदम लेने से 4 बार सोचता है. उसे यही लगता है कि मैं लूँ क्या, मुझे तो कुछ दिनों बाद चले ही जाना है. तो ये सारे पोजीशंस ऐसे होते हैं जो कि बड़े चैलेंजिंग होते हैं और उनको बहुत सारे चैलेंजेस लेने होते हैं. लीडरशिप शैल बी द नॉर्म टू एंश्योर द स्मूथ रनिंग ऑफ इंस्टीट्यूशंस. Institutional leaders will aim to create a culture of excellence. अच्छा, इसमें जो है टेक्नोलॉजिकल इनोवेशन टू फॉस्टर इनोवेशन अमॉन्ग्स टीचर्स. National Educational Technology Forum for a platform for the free exchange of ideas to enhance learning, assessment, planning, administration. Technological interventions for improving teaching, learning and evaluation processes, teacher preparation and professional development, educational access and educational planning and management. तो ये बहुत ज़रूरी है कि टेक्नोलॉजी का हेल्प लिया जाए. हमें जब भी टेक्नोलॉजी का हेल्प लेना होता है तो बड़े ही बुद्धिमानी से हमें लेना चाहिए. मतलब जहाँ ज़रूरत है वहाँ लेना चाहिए. जहाँ पे ह्यूमन इंटरवेंशन का ज़रूरत है वहाँ पे ह्यूमन इंटरवेंशन का लेना चाहिए. फॉर एग्ज़ाम्पल, क्लासरूम में आप टेक्नोलॉजी की सहायता लेके पढ़ा सकते हैं, लेकिन ऐसा ना पढ़ाएं कि टेक्नोलॉजी ही आपको रिप्लेस कर दे. नहीं, टेक्नोलॉजी सिर्फ आपकी सहायता कर रहा है, दैट्स इट. उसके अलावा जो चीज़ है कि टेक्नोलॉजी की जब आप सहायता करते हैं असेसमेंट के लिए, वहाँ पे भी ध्यान रखें कि शायद आप OMR शीट वगैरह का इस्तेमाल ज़रूर कर रहे हैं, उसमें जो नंबर आ रहे हैं वो आप रख लें, लेकिन आप एज ए ह्यूमन बीइंग उसका इंटरप्रिटेशन आप ही को करना है. वो आप टेक्नोलॉजी पे ना छोड़ें. वो सिर्फ कॉपी चेक करके रख देगा, वो सिर्फ आपको सही या गलत लिख के रख देगा, लेकिन उसका इंटरप्रिटेशन क्या है वो आपको ह्यूमन बीइंग को बताना है. तो इस प्रकार से हम टेक्नोलॉजी के हेल्प लेते हैं. किस लिए? डेवलपमेंट, मैनेजमेंट और प्रोग्रेशन ऑफ द टीचर फॉर टुमारो एंड मेंटर्स फॉर टुडे. इसके साथ ही मैं अपना बहुत ही प्रिय स्लाइड आपको दिखाती हूँ, जो कि थैंक यू स्लाइड है। यही एकमात्र स्लाइड है जो मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है। तो this got presentation and
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much, madam. And any question from the side of the participants? किसी को कुछ पूछना हो, कैन आस्क, पूछ सकते हैं।
मैम मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है। हम ओरिजिनल से बोल रहे हो।
हाँ जी बताएं।
हेलो। हाँ मैम। मैम तो हमने जब टीचिंग लर्निंग प्रोसेस में है, हमको तो ऐसा कोई नॉन
हाँ जी।
एकेडमिक काम करना पड़ता है। और उसके बाद इतने एग्जामिनेशन, सेमेस्टर वाइज एग्जामिनेशन, प्लस एक एक महीने लग जाता है, 2 महीने लग जाते हैं
ये
एग्जामिनेशन में।
अब
इसके बाद
कौन बोल रहे हैं,
मॉडरेशन
जरा से माइक
सिटिंग।
देखिए।
तो इसके लिए और टीचिंग का जो टाइम
अच्छा
प्रोविड
अच्छा, आप
दस
कहाँ से बोल रहे हैं?
मैम।
फ्रॉम वेयर आर यू फ्रॉम?
वेस्ट बंगाल से, मालदा डिस्ट्रिक्ट। फ्रॉम मालदा डिस्ट्रिक्ट, वेस्ट बंगाल मैम। घोर
अच्छा अच्छा,
महाविद्यालय।
टेल मी सर।
Actually, how to management the time, ma'am. Actually,
Actually, what do you,
we
yeah.
cannot manage the time.
See, there are, see, it's very unfortunate that this is, see, when you are evaluating the copies, answer script, and when you are taking the examination, that is also the part of your teaching. You cannot think teaching without assessment. So please do not consider this as
Yes.
non-academic work. This is academic work. You have to deliver the
No, ma'am. Actually, we have to engage other non-academic
called.
work. बस इतना एग्जामिनेशन चलता है सर मैम, और क्लास का टाइम नहीं मिलता है
No,
कि
these are
कैसे
not
मैनेज करें ये
non-academic
बोलो।
work. These are academic work. When you,
मैं एग्जामिनेशन तो है, एकेडमिक ही है।
हाँ,
एग्जामिनेशन एकेडमिक है। और हमें स्पोर्ट्स में, एनएसएस में बहुत एंगेज रहते हैं। इसलिए थोड़ा टाइम कम मिलता है क्लास करने का,
Prabhi
तो
Babu, just
टीचिंग
tell
का
me that
क्लास कम मिलता है।
which activity you are saying that these are non-academic work. For example, those who are school teachers, they are engaged in, they are forced to engage in many non-academic work. Let me tell you, for example, they are sent for some uh, uh, awareness campaign which is raised by state or central government. Okay, they are sent to different nearby places where they have to raise the awareness campaigns. They have to go all those election duties. These are non-academic work, which is not related to your school or your college or institutional activity. But if it is like maintaining the attendance, calculating the attendance, or you are in any like IQAC related work, or you are in any kind of other work which involves student and within the college, these are all related to academic work. And regarding the teaching classes, why our teaching get compromised? Because we are overloaded with classes. And the
Yes,
reason is that we are not only pulling our load, we are also pulling the load of those posts which are lying vacant.
yes,
So that is why our classes get affected, and we are flooded with so many classes that we are actually could not devote proper time or time that is required for a particular class.
yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so
I
much.
have one question. Hello, ma'am.
Any query?
Yes, I'm Dr. Chandrani from Calcutta Girls BT College. I'm Dr. Chandrani Acharya from Calcutta Girls BT College.
Yes,
And
Chandrani,
I
can
am
you please be little louder? I cannot hear you.
Your
ma'am,
voice
I'm
is
Dr.
not
Chan-
clear.
Ma'am, is it clear now?
No, no, no.
Hello?
Be a little loud.
Ma'am, I am Dr. Chandrani Acharya from Calcutta Girls BT College.
Okay.
Okay, I am a student of Calcutta University only, Education Department.
Yes, yes,
So nice to
I can recall you.
Yes, ma'am. And so nice to meet you in our lecture. Wonderful speech, ma'am. It was so informative session. Just one question I have regarding the faculty recruitment and development program you are saying so. So in our institution also and in various institutions, the lack of faculty recruitment is there. And due to this lack of faculty members, these overloaded classes are there on the existing teachers in our institutions also. So, what is the solution that can be made at immediate? Because the whole recruitment procedure, maybe of the CSC or the university recruitment procedure, is so delayed. It is a so delayed process that ultimately the students are suffering and overloaded classes are being there. So it is affecting the whole teaching learning process, especially in the teachers training colleges like ours. They're having lots of method we are having, and there is lot of lack of method teachers, methodology teachers. So those are being substituted by the guest teachers also, and that is not a very worthwhile substitution. That was my question, ma'am. What was the solution regarding NEP 2020? We can say, is there any policy like that? That what can be the substitute of this kind of problems?
Chandrani, the substitute of not the teachers get recruited is to implement the process for recruitment, because there is no substitute for that. If we require teacher, that means we require teacher. If it is a face-to-face teaching, if the institution is like that, that requires face-to-face teaching, that means we need teachers. And it is the administration that has to take the call to recruit the teacher, to initiate the process of recruitment. And otherwise, I can give you the very, very quick solution that you go to Swayam platform and there are many lessons are available. You go and you have those credits, earn them, etc. See, they have many such courses, short and brief courses, which can give you the substitute. I shouldn't be saying, but what I should be saying, that the quick solution. But your problem remains the same.
That's true, ma'am.
It is not going to give you the solution. It will give you just some kind of balm on your pain. That's it.
Yes, ma'am. So that's why I'm asking, ma'am, as all of you are related to these policies of 2020.
No, I'm not related.
Procedure-
I have no
It means, ma'am,
contribution
we are
in
getting
things.
lot of information regarding that from your resource persons only. So what can be
I'm
the
actually not related with that. I'm also at the receiving end as you have been. So
I'm just talking about the recruitment procedures, ma'am. The institution is suffering for the delayed
no,
recruitment procedure.
Chandrani, I understood your question. Chandrani, I understood your question, and I have given you I responded your question as well. That there is no substitute for that. If we require teacher, we require teacher. And regarding that NEP or anything, any policy, every policy is saying that we have to recruit the teacher. They are also not saying that this problem has to be substituted, quote unquote.
Thank you, ma'am.
So thank you very much, Dr. Swadeshna ji.
Thank you.
And you have delivered lecture in a very nice manner. every aspect of NEP 2020 was covered by you, and I do hope that all the deliberation, all the things that you have put here, the candidates, the participants will get beneficial from this side. And do hope that we will meet soon.
Thank you,
Again, and thank you very much to core of my heart that in spite of busy schedule, you make it possible and you deliver this lecture.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
ma'am.
Thank you. Have a nice day. Have a nice day.
शुक्रिया
Thank you,
मैम।
Next, I
ma'am.
request
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am।
Madam Sudeshna to send the PPT.
Acha.
Madam, please send your PPT. If, I will give to the technical team and they will present it to all the participants.
ठीक, okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Goodbye. So, participants, this was the last session of the day because today is Friday and we worked till 12:15. So, we will meet one session of that is on the lunch break that you may do yourself. आप अपना काम उसमें करिए जो दिया हुआ है आपके शेड्यूल में, अपना असाइनमेंट, अपना वर्क सब करते रहिए. नेक्स्ट रिसोर्स पर्सन जो